Hello there, my name is KJ Bell. Welcome to video number five of my series critiquing myself on my first playthrough of Suzuki Book 2 it was probably years, honestly, since I played a couple of these pieces at least. We have gone through pieces 1 through 8 in previous videos, so check those out if you haven't already. Is this the right direction for me to point? Back in time. Anyway, this time is a Gavotte Extravaganza with the Gavotte from Mignon and the Lully Gavotte. Very different characteristically, I would say, but both very fun in their own ways. So let's dig into them. Okay. Our first Gavotte of the evening from Mignon.
Yep.
Why can I not... I know I've played this one 1,000 times. Why can I not hear it in my head right now? There we go. See, that was the thing I was worried about, was taking it at a too brusque a tempo.
Not too brusque a tempo for performance, by the way. Too brusque a tempo for me at the moment.
This is not too fast a tempo. I'm just not playing it very well today.
Funny how I forget what I said.
That was bad.
Yeah, it was. I'm also doing I'm doing some of the it's written staccato, I believe. Yeah, a lot of this is written staccato, and I'm sort of going back and forth between staccato and spiccato, and not well. And not intentionally. So the articulation is not sounding very consistent. That's one of the problems here. Not great contact on the trills.
Started that way too early.
And I just said trills. They're not trills. They're written 30-second notes. These are the first time you see 30-second notes in the Suzuki books. And I don't remember the next time. Is the next time not till book 5 with the Vivaldi? I think that might be the next time. I wondered, though, if it was originally written as a trill. That would make sense. I don't know. I'm not going to do that much research right now. Those were better.
Grandpa's. Yeah, all my nails need clipped. Okay, that was fun.
Okay, a few things. First off, the point of a grand pause is not to announce that it's a grand pause, but, you know, we're having fun. So back to that thing I was saying about the inconsistency between my staccatos and my spiccatos. Because I'm doing that, there's a lot of the stopping of the bow. It's sounding very so if this were one of my students and they were doing that, I would encourage them to just like think lighter. Sometimes that's all you have to do for things like this, is just think a little bit lighter. For me, I would say, for me, or for someone at my level, I would say first off, you have to pick between the staccato and the spiccato. And I think the spiccato is perfectly fine here for most of this, particularly the 16th notes. The 8th notes, depending on the tempo you take, they might be a little bit too long, and you do risk rushing because of that. And that's actually what happened at the end there, which I love this ending, this dun, 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 the expression in the different keys. There, especially right before the pizzicatos, I was speeding up. I was rushing because the space between the notes was becoming smaller and smaller, and the pizzicato was just not super great. I want to see, actually, I'm going to go back a little bit because I want to see what my hand does on the switch. Let's go back to the grand pause. Grand pause. Yeah.
Yeah, all my nails need clipped. Okay, that was fine.
Nice excuse. Okay, so what I wanted to see was what my bow hand did on the switch from the staccatos. I'm not going to get my bow out right now, so I'm going to use highlighter. So the way that at the beginning we teach, at least I teach, most people teach pizzicato is, first off, when you're first doing it, you don't even have the bow in your hand. You make your little C, this goes on the edge of the fingerboard and you pluck, right? And then when you switch, you take the bow like this and then you make your C and then your bow is hanging out. You don't always have time to do that in the heat of battle. So usually what I'm doing is I'm just literally, I keep my bow grip and just stick that finger out and do the plucking there. And that's what was going on there. And it wasn't, I don't think it's not the hand grippage that's part of the problem. It's the coordination of getting up there and doing the right notes there. That's the problem. And I do think my fingernail had a little bit to do with it, but I'm not going to let, like, that's not an excuse. Okay, let's continue to the Lully, and we will have a discussion in here. I just want to see what I said first.
Okay, that was fine.
Was it? I don't think it was fine. I wouldn't call it fine.
Okay, Gavotte number next.
This is an interesting moment. I would call that fine with one of my students. Be like, fine, we have some things we need to work on. With me, I'm like, no, that was terrible. So that's something to talk to my therapist about.
I remember loving this one when I learned to play it.
It's minor, that's probably part of it. Not great so far.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Not great. And this gets into a little bit of what I was saying earlier about the coordination of the shifting, because I haven't been playing a whole lot, so I don't remember. My body doesn't remember exactly the feeling of shifting from 1 to 3. Yeah. So I get to third, but I'm not anywhere near in tune. So that's a problem.
That was a disaster.
There it is.
Better. You see what I mean about the flyaway fingers? I had been tucked back there, and I hit the edge of the neck when I came back up.
Which is funny, because I don't normally do that. My flyaway fingers they're normally like up in the air, not like tucked under like by the neck. That is a problem with some people. That's not normally my problem. So it's interesting that it happened here. But I remember this moment. I watched it happen. I just happened to glance up as I saw that finger come out of from by the neck, which I was like, that's weird. But it's the same idea. It's a flyaway finger. It's just in a different orientation. It's south rather than north.
It's passages like that where it's bad. Okay, I'm going to start that whole little a tempo ma più agitato section over again.
Best yet, he's still not great.
Right now. Yeah, I hate that extended 4.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. I'm going to see what I say here. I don't remember.
That whole thing was a disaster.
Again, not the way you would normally use a fermata. And a breath mark. I'm doing pretty well with the string crossings here. The thing about this one is there are a lot of string crossing moments, and I'm doing pretty well with that. There's some bow things that are happening because of stuff we've already talked about, like the angle and stuff. But as far as the finger coordination goes, I'm pretty good. I'm rushing a little bit, you hear it?
That was not my best in any way, shape, or form.
The shifting to third there would not be a bad idea if I played it in tune. If it was a successful shift. Even, even shifting a little bit earlier somewhere and doing it in fourth position so that your first finger is playing that A, that could be a good thing to do. And I say that because then the trill is between 2 and 3 and not 3 and 4, which is harder to do. Yeah. That's a something to experiment with. Let's see. I talk about the extended 4 here, I think, but let's see what I say.
This is making me realize, and this will be interesting to watch back because I haven't recorded myself like this in a long time. My bow technique is really weak these days.
Yeah.
I've not been playing much at all, just like playing in the past few years, and I really need to get back into it just to get myself back in like form. I'm sloppy.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. I want to look up.
Can I be vulnerable for a moment? I'm going to be rehearsing with a new orchestra, like a brand new, it's newly founded orchestra here in LA in a couple of weeks, and I'm kind of nervous because I haven't played in an ensemble since I moved to LA, and it's been almost 8 years. I knew that, but I didn't know that. I hadn't put the number on it. Oh God, now I'm even more nervous.
Gavotte en rondeau du ballet pour les rois. Ballet for the King.
We're probably going to cut this
Lully.
out of the
Lully.
this because it's a stupid little moment.
Oh, that's the French page. No wonder. It's like everything is French. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the Bach is from the English suites, which I believe are for harpsichord. I looked it up recently. I don't remember exactly what happened. Minuet in G by Beethoven.
I didn't talk about the fourth finger. So let's talk about the fourth finger. So the extended four, I'm okay with an extended four in certain situations. The problem I have with it in the context of the Lully Gavotte is because they want you to play extended four and then fourth right away. And that slide, I don't like that slide. If it was an extended four for like a, what would this be? Yeah, four that C, but then you were playing like a B flat with the third finger, that would be different in my head, right? I don't like doing the 4/4 slide. I don't like sliding at all if I can avoid it. Sometimes you can't. And here, it's a much easier thing to do is just to shift to third position. It's a lot cleaner. And this is, so there's multiple problems with this specific one, right? There's that idea, just the idea of a 4/4 slide to begin with. This is the first time you have an extended 4/4 slide in the Suzuki books. I think it's the first time you have an extended 4 at all in the Suzuki books, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe in some of the exercises that I don't do myself, but where else would you need it? You're not going to play an extended 4 a lot in these books. And so to have it be the first time you're doing this sort of a slide, the first time you're doing an extended 4 in this sort of a passage is not great. And again, if these were half notes, I'd be a little more understanding. I'd be like, oh, that's fine, I guess. And also, not everybody's hands can do an extended 4 well. Even though this one is just a half step above what the normal 4 would be, some people have a hard time with just the regular old 4. I push them through it because I'm adamant fourth finger advocate, activist. That's the word I wanted. I don't think it's the right word, but it's the one that I wanted. So this specific 4/4 moment, I don't like for a multitude of reasons. Yeah, and then you have the augmented second just right after it. This whole passage has just a lot of traps, and I think the better, more pedagogically sound trap is to just have them shift. And I don't think this is too early in the books to be having them start learning how to shift into third position. There, I said it. Now, minuet.
So those were the Gavottes. Those are both very fun pieces. I like those pieces. They are kind of, I don't think that they're necessarily a big step up level wise in the series of the books, but it's I could see how somebody could call it that. It's the first time we start getting into a lot longer pieces with these two, right? Not just in terms of length of time, but also on the page. These are the first 2 pagers in the entire Suzuki books. So that's an interesting delineation we have going forward. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like it, subscribe it, all that stuff. We got one more in the series before we'll figure out what else we're going to do with this sight read with me sort of idea. So, love you, like you. See you next time.